The deal for 99.5% of the club is believed to be worth in excess of around about £400 million, and Everton become the 10th club in the Premier League under majority American control. I think this is quite interesting. The Texas-based group is led by chairman Dan Friedkin. He also owns Italian Serie A club Roma, and they have a net worth of $6.16 billion. So he's up there with the big boys. Former Palace owner Mona Simon Jordan was alongside Jim White this morning. He said that more American ownership in the Premier League could soon be cause for concern.
What they can do with it, I don't know, because they've still got the same challenges of the financial landscape, of how Everton can reinvent itself to be in a position to be able to comply with financial fair play at the same time as want to be progressive. You have another American ownership in the Premier League, which comes with, I think, legitimate concerns about what that looks like and how sport's going to evolve in this country with more and more American owners in the boardrooms. They'll tell you that they want to protect the values of the businesses that they invested in. They get the idea of it. And we'll roll forward 20 years and we might have a game of 4 quarters where advertising space is being sold and relegation is being removed, because that's the primary motivations of American ownership.
I don't personally think it's going to go to that extent. I don't think the games we know will completely change. You won't have 4 quarters, etc.
No.
But what I do think could possibly happen is that's 10 now. As soon as you get to 14, you have a majority vote when things need to be changed or want to be changed. And that doesn't necessarily lead to confirmation of whatever you put in front of the board being passed through. Yeah. But it adds a hell of a lot of weight. And so the question will be, if we get to 14 and 15 owners that are American, will they push for that sort of 39th game abroad? That's the problem in America.
Well, they're all about, when you look at American owners, a lot of it's all about growth. They like to, do you know what I mean? They like to, how much money can they make, growth, expand the sport. They're always looking for new ways to do it. And yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. I think, remember when they spoke about, was it Todd Bowley spoke about the All-Star game?
Yeah,
North versus South.
He didn't really understand how football's different.
No, but all of a sudden you get 14 American owners who do understand how it goes. They might push for that instead of maybe the Community Shield, maybe it's an example. But for Everton fans, you've got to be happy with the news that it's a takeover. But I'm not quite sure what changes. And the reason why I say that is because I remember when there was that fans kind of hysteria when Newcastle got taken over, and we all did the conversations. Who are they going to buy? Mbappe, like a couple of years time, Vinicius Junior, all this stuff. It was a completely different feel to when. Remember when Manchester City got taken over and all the boys started...
Robinho came in.
All these boys started... They tried to hijack Berber from you boys.
Yeah.
All them...
Who was the forward they bought from Blackburn? Santa Cruz.
Roque Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of the FFP now for Everton, yeah, it's exciting. You've got new direction, new business model. But in terms of the players that you can realistically go and buy again, you're almost stuck again, aren't you? Because you're going to have, they've got 7 billion. But what can you really do with that 7 billion?
Well, I'm guessing it all comes down to who's working for this new company, who can work out ways to source new income.
Exactly. That's
all above board, you know, naming the car park and naming the training ground, etc. But this will be an exciting day for Everton fans, right? They'll be listening to the talkSPORT, they'll be listening to the news coming in, they'll be talking to their mates. This is positive, right?
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I've got a friend, right, who supports Everton, right? Diehard Everton fan.
What's his name?
Steve. Right.
Steve, has he got a nickname like Steve? Steve the Toffee?
Call him Steve.
Just Steve.
His name's Steve Phillips.
Okay. Phil.
Yeah. Well, we call him Steve because his name.
What's his
name? He was saying that going into the new stadium, he's excited, goes and watches them as much as he can. He's not quite sure though what, and it'd be interesting to hear from Everton fans, if Sean Dyche is still the manager, going into a new stadium, it's all excitement, looks fantastic by the pictures.
Yeah,
playing that brand of football, is that really what you want to be watching? Going into a new stadium? Like, I know it's about survival, but what point does it get to where it's not about survival now? Like, Everton should be pushing mid-table. Like, they should be better than currently what they're doing. And I was like, I'm not an Everton fan, so I don't know, but will you be happy buying your tickets for that new stadium, season tickets, watching that particular brand of football again for another season?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking about what you're saying here, and the big difference you would think as an Evertonian when you see the clubs like Newcastle with their ownership, and you went back to Chelsea, and even going back to
Chelsea was no FFP, which is why they were rolling 8 through the door at one time.
But they'll still. I get the feeling with Everton fans, they weren't necessarily happy with not just the amount of money that was being spent, because Moshiri spent money. They just didn't spend it in the right way.
No.
And a little bit like Man United with Jim Ratcliffe coming in and him changing the backroom staff and setting up technical directors and directors of football. Maybe Everton fans would be thinking this will be a new direction the club's going to go in. It'll be run maybe better as a football club. Do you think that's something that they should be excited about?
Yeah,
right?
there's certainly been a lot of money wasted. like a load of money on
Yeah.
certain players. I mean, some of the transfer fees they paid for certain players, and the amount of money they'll have to pay off managers. Bring in. I mean, remember when they brought in Rafa? It's decisions like that.
Yeah, they've cost them a lot of money.
Cost them a lot of money.
Do you think
but
Dyche
even
will
the fans
stay?
are like, I don't know. It depends. I mean, they're going to be safe. I never really fear they'll go down with Dyche in charge. But
I agree.
when you talk about the football that they're playing, I'm guessing the season tickets there, I don't know what the situation is. Have they frozen the prices or is it gone up? Whatever. But going into a new stadium where you want to see some nice attacking football in a new arena, do you want to be watching this? Like going into a new stadium, do you want to be fighting relegation again? Is the question.
No, of course not. But you need to be in that stadium in the Premier League.
Yes, but I think they've got better players in that squad that can play a better brand of football.
Okay, Louis is an Everton fan. Hi, Louis.
Hey, okay, lads.
Good. How are you? Are you excited about the news?
Yeah, I'm just pleased to get some financial stability before Christmas, a bit of Christmas cheer.
Yeah.
But no, as I say, I'm excited. And whatever the future holds now, moving into the new stadium, it's only going to be bright. Really rang to say that I'm not one of these guys who's against Dyche. Football's a results-based business, isn't it, at the end of the day? And we've had really limited resources now for a while. And he's been working on a shoestring with limited players. I don't think the lads there are capable of playing more expansive football. So, yeah, really, we've got to thank him for the job that he's done. There's a lot of fans around the club who do want him gone.
Louis, my only thing with that, right, is when you look at some of the players you've got, people like Jack Harrison, Ashley Young, I know he's getting on, but he's still Dwight McNeil, Decore. You have got good footballers in your team. So I don't know why you have to play a certain brand of football. Could you not get the ball down and pass a little bit? Branthwaite can play from the back.
You've got Branthwaite on one side, but yeah, you've got Tarkovsky and Keane when if one of them was to miss out, who I don't think are as comfortable. You look at your channels when you do play out, Mikalenko doesn't really want it, and the lads in midfield, you mentioned Decore, but I don't think for the basics he's that good on the ball, in all honesty. Idrissa Gueye, he's been a good servant, and coming back from PSG, he's done his part, but again, on the ball, they're not guys who can get it, man, up the backside and get hold of it and turn and play them passes that can break the lines. They're just not them guys.
Okay, cool.
Louis, thanks for your call. Let's quickly move on to another Everton fan. Is it Dale? Hello, Dale.
How you doing, lads? All right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I've got to be careful here because I've spoke to you guys before and I was asking for Lampard. And I've never lived it down with my friends. They're all still taking Mickey now about it.
So you were asking for him before he joined your club?
I was asking for Lampard, and then we appointed him, and I was like, okay, this is what I wanted, and then
I kept you up, though, didn't he? He kept you up. He kept you up.
Well, he nearly took you down. He only kept you up because he nearly took you down.
Yeah, he did. He did keep us up, and the football, you could see he was trying to play good football, but I think certain players let him down a lot. Like Michael Keane just seemed to just have repeated mistakes week in, week out.
Yeah,
he's got a couple of great goals this year. He has, Michael Keane, by the way.
Yeah, but he's one of those players that lets you down so much and then pops up with a worldie goal and you think, oh, Michael Keane's back. and then again, I think Michael Keane's probably seen off about 3 managers with his mistakes. Marco Silva used to set us up really well and would play well, and then Michael Keane would stamp on someone's foot in the box and give away a penalty.
Can I ask, with Michael Keane, he went through a period where he wasn't getting any love whatsoever amongst Everton fans. How do you feel now about him?
I think I read somewhere his deal's up and he's moving on, and I think I wish him well. He has had some good moments, but he's had too many bad moments, and it's cost us. I don't want to pile in on one player, but
I'm rightly so.
I think, thanks for your service. Go somewhere else. His confidence gets smashed to pieces when he does make a mistake, and another one's coming. But I think, like the other guy just said, I think the players are there to play better football, but there's a few positions that are stopping that, and that's left back. We haven't got a good left back. Mikalenko's okay, he's quite solid.
Dale, just a quick one, right? If we're going into the new stadium, would you take Mourinho?
I think Everton fans have lost the appetite for that kind of football. I've not really seen what he's been doing in his recent jobs. Has his football got any better? I don't know. He's obviously a trophy machine, and you love that. But the appetite now, I think, is to kick on.
Dyche or Jose?
I would love Lee Carsley, if I'm honest. I think...
No. That's me saying Dyche or Carsley. Dyche or Jose?
Oh, Jose, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wish... Dyche has done brilliant with what he's had, But he's not a kick-on manager now, is he? He's shown that. He'll keep you up. He'll solidify you a little bit. But he's not like a push-on manager. I don't know if that's because he's not been given the money.
The only reason why I mentioned...
good call, thanks, Dale.
I mentioned Jose.
That's a great call, Ben.
The new stadium, going into it, big owners, splash. Statement. He spoke about as well, wanting to come back to the Premier League. I just wonder... They've had big managers before.
That's such an amazing call.
They've had Ancelotti. They've had Marco Silva.
Rafa's a big manager.
They've had big managers. So there's no reason why all of a sudden, like a fresh start... Do you know what I'm telling you now?
That's an amazing call.
That would not surprise me one bit. That.
Have you heard that anywhere else?
No. Popped to my head.
That's brilliant. Popped in your head, did it? Pop.
TalkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.